Hi ChatGPT, can you please check your code against these daily correlation calculations? Sure, they match. Let's go live. No, you cannot go live based on one test. So now please check your code against these weekly correlations. They match. Let's go live. No, we still have not completed all our checks. You can't go live with just 2 tests. Come on, ChatGPT. Now, check it against the monthly correlations. Oh, well, now there is a 50% discrepancy, but that is okay. Let's go live. While I do love my ChatGPT, I'm also afraid that it's going to come and kill me one day. For now, before it kills me, I do use it, and it's not the way that you think. So most retail traders think that the trading secrets lie in the strategy. It's all about the strategy. That's where your profits is going to be. What I do instead is I don't concentrate on the one portion of the entire strategy development process. I concentrate on mostly the 3/4 of the rest of the process. And right now, I am getting ChatGPT to help me with the portfolio process, combining and testing different ways that I can create portfolios and using data for when I build my future portfolios to find out which is the sweet spot. And I have a whole bunch of questions I want answered, like how big should a portfolio be? When I say big, I'm talking about how many strategies. How many different assets do you need to get the smoothest equity curve? Do timeframes matter in a portfolio? And what is the ideal correlation number when you're creating your portfolio? In order for me to answer these questions, I got ChatGPT to help me with trying to duplicate some functionality in Quant Analyzer, which is a totally free software that allows you to create portfolios from a wide variety of data sources, different timeframes, different assets. It's the only free and truly good portfolio builder I know that exists. So in Quant Analyzer, there are a bunch of tabs at the top, and I'm looking at the portfolio correlation tab. And then you've got a whole bunch of drop-down boxes. You've got correlation by day, correlation based on profit and loss. There's a allow negative correlation box, which I've currently got ticked. But the one thing that I wasn't quite 100% sure on is this add empty periods. What is it? I read through the Quant Analyzer documentation, but it didn't really answer. It goes, okay, you add empty periods, but it didn't really answer the deep underlying question of should we tick it, should we not tick it? So let me walk through the exact conversation I had with ChatGPT. Hi ChatGPT, I want to be able to run an experiment consisting of thousands and thousands of different portfolios. I already have this strategy. I want to be able to replicate the functionality of correlation that is already built into Quant Analyzer. They've got 3 options. They've got the daily, weekly, and the monthly view. Can you please just make a guess on what the correlation calculations would be, and then we'll go check it. So I fed it a whole bunch of different strategies. It created a whole portfolio based on the daily correlations, and this was all built by ChatGPT, not me. So we tested the daily correlations and it was pretty correct. And ChatGPT's response was, okay, let's go live. So I have a background in programming and data science, and as a programmer, you never, ever, ever actually go live with just one test. Like that is the worst thing you could do as a programmer, basing your entire software lifecycle, the success rate of your software based on one test. Like, what was ChatGPT thinking? So I said, no, that is a very bad idea. We cannot go live with one test. Let's try a weekly calculation. And yes, the weekly calculation that the ChatGPT code wrote compared to Quant Analyzer was correct. And again, ChatGPT said, let's go live. I was like, no, my programming data science background was just screaming in agony. So no, we need to check monthly. And here, this is where we saw our first major bug. There was about a 50% discrepancy in some of the correlation calculations. But what ChatGPT said was, well, is only a 50% correlation issue, and it only occurs with some of the calculations. Don't worry about it. Let's go live. If you're a software engineer or a programmer, like this level of low quality control would irk you so much. So now here I'm really yelling at poor ChatGPT. So I said, no. We worked together to try and figure out and try different iterations, try different methods of nulls and different logic and combinations of the correlation calculations. And we went back, and after a few iterations, we managed to get the monthly to finally match. And here is where ChatGPT again said, great, we've solved monthly correlations. Let's go live. No. We changed the code and we tested it one time on monthly. We have to go again and test on weekly to see if the code is misbehaving. So we tested again on weekly, and again ChatGPT was like, we're ready to go live. Like, oh. By now, I was really yelling at ChatGPT. We did eventually get it to resolve on daily, weekly, and monthly time frame, duplicating QuantAnalyzer's correlation exactly. But the process was very slow, and poor ChatGPT got yelled at a lot by me. So if I ever fall off the earth and die, it's because the robots have come back to kill me after I yelled at it a lot. Anyways, let me walk you through what ChatGPT and I found together as a combined team, okay? So what I found was when you have two strategies, for example, if day one, a strategy one makes money, and day one, strategy two also makes money, then that is fine. Some days you'll find both strategies don't trade, and some days one strategy will trade and the other strategy won't trade. Makes perfect logical sense. But the question here was, what happens when there's no data? Does it just ignore it, or does it include it in the calculations? And what we found was that from a correlation perspective, ideally you do want low correlation, because low correlation in a portfolio is good. You don't want high correlation, which means two strategies are trading pretty much the same. They're both open and close at similar times. So you definitely want low correlation, which gives you a much smooth equity curve. And when you tick the box, add empty fields, it gives you low correlation. Whereas if you recalculate it again, it gives you, and it's unticked, it gives you a much higher correlation rating. Great. Does that mean we want low correlation days? No, not actually, because what it is doing is it is skewing all the numbers based on the no correlation days. And because I was testing a whole bunch of strategies that had higher time frames, like the 4 hour, there were a lot of days that the strategies didn't trade. So all the data where there were empty days, it would fill them with zeros, which heavily skewed it to a very low correlation, because it counted all those 0 days. So actually, even though it gives you low correlation, you don't want to tick the add empty fields box. You want to leave it unticked. And that finding would not have been possible if I did not have the help of ChatGPT. So now when I am in QuantAnalyzer creating my portfolios, I know in the portfolio construction box, I want add empty fields unticked. And now, because I have been able to replicate the exact logic of QuantAnalyzer correlation calculations, I can go ahead and create a whole bunch, thousands and thousands of portfolios in order to answer the big questions that are up next. So in this phase of my trading, that's how I am currently using ChatGPT, not to build strategies for me, but to build a better baseline of test, break, and combine the exact settings that I need to use when I am building strategies. And one of the key questions that ChatGPT has already helped me with in the build phase is, what time frame is the best time frame to trade in? So watch this video next, where I did a study with the help of ChatGPT of 505 strategies to answer the question, which time frame is best.